You
Yep.
got it. So Vin Lay, born and raised here in Chicago, come from a very big family, two brothers and three sisters. I'm number five. This year I'm about 33 years old. Kind of look younger because I think I just shaved. But anyways, I just got that baby face. You know, so I a lot of hobbies I have. I play guitar, as you may have seen on my YouTube channel. My whole story has always been about connecting with people as well. So I've been around the world. I've traveled to Mongolia during my Peace Corps service. I studied in Japan, climbed Mount Fuji, speak about 3, 4 languages because I believe that speaking the more languages you speak, the more friends you can have, and the more understanding you can create with another culture compared to your own, right? Um, and um, One of the stories I always tell, I guess, when it comes to Asian men and Black women, is that um, 10 years ago, I still remember this vividly. I was teaching, I was a tennis coach, and I was teaching at I was picking up students to go teach tennis, right, at this um, child care institution or something along those lines. And and I remember, picking up the students, and it was Miss Tasha. She was there, and we would keep striking conversations and talking, and then interest just sprout, and we just became a couple shortly after. And from since then on, it's just been, yeah, the attraction is there. So I just want to lay that out. That's where it started 10 years ago until now. But Jamie, back to you. I think I jumped all over the place, but I hope that gives some background who I am. Um, and I sometimes I ask myself that too. And I over the years, I'm 33 now. So over the years up to now, I'll answer it this way. So I think positivity, in my definition, is a mindset. Because if you measure out, you know, when there's an issue or something that happens, and you measure out by being positive, you can address the issue much quicker, more efficiently, because you're in that more positive mindset to look for opportunities to resolve the issue. But if you're in a negative mindset, the issue drags on beyond the time that you would want to allot for it, and in turn you suffer from it, and it just gets more worse and worse and worse. And so, with positive, people think positivity is, oh, you're just being fake, or just being, you're not being real about things, realistic, and all that kind of stuff. No, no, no. When you're truly positive, you understand what's really, you understand what's the problem, and you want to put yourself in a mindset that clears out all the bad stuff so you can focus on the solution. That's my definition of positivity. And I think along the way in our society, we look on TV, we see things, and it just takes us away. It zaps our energy, and it puts us in a mindset where you don't talk to strangers. Don't, you know what I mean? Be negative, be this and be that. And that leads to a society where we don't trust each other and we don't love each other enough. You know what I mean? And my channel, though kind of small, you know, uh, wants to kind of revert that back to each of us. We have the tools given to us already to be positive and happy. We know what it feels like to be happy. We know what it feels like to be positive. So be it. Make it enough that it become a habit, so you can use positivity as a tool. That's all it is. Use it as a tool to live your life to the best it can. We only live 99 years, Jamie, right? If we're lucky, maybe 60, 70 based on health and food we eat and all that. Let's maximize it. And positivity brings you a step closer. There's no guarantee that it makes you happy, gives you joy the rest of your life, but there's a guarantee that it gives you opportunities to make a change, to do something about a situation that you find difficult in your life, wherever it may be. I hope that gives a sense of where I stand with positivity. Great question, bro. Positivity for me, I think it's not something that I feel like just like okay, I got it. I'm positive. I feel like for me, it's sort of, I'll tell you what I do. So I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of yoga, exercise a lot. I change my diet. I try to make sure all that yin and yang and that balance of, all that is all balanced. And that's part of me being positive. You got to take care of everything. And it takes a lot of effort, right? So for example, when my mind travels into a negative mindset, but right before this call, I was meditating. And when I after work, when things are stressful, there's certain things, so many initiatives and things are going on, and you're trying to, I would meditate to bring me back to equilibrium. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting life takes me, I'll be in control to be sure that I'm positive to address anything. Um, and so I guess if I can summarize it short, it's effort, lots and lots of effort to make sure you stay positive at all times, whether it's through music, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through talking to friends, whatever tool that anyone wants to be positive and you find that makes you positive, keep that in your arsenal. Use that to keep you, positive. When a situation comes up that you makes you feel sad or hurts you or something, tap into the tools you have at hand to bring you into a different mindset, hopefully more positive. Whether it's, I've heard some of my friends, one of my good friends, she would hold on to a bottle of LaCroix or something like that. You know what I mean? And that bottle of LaCroix just reminds her to settle down, get back, get back. And a lot of us, I feel, we don't have those tools. We just keep going on and expect everything to resolve itself. While at the end of the day, being positive comes back to how much effort you put out to be positive. Because this guy wrote a book about habits. I forgot his name, but it says it takes about 21 days to 222 days to develop a full-fledged habit. And so positivity is the same. You want to have a positive habit, you want to have positivity in your mind at all times, go 1 year, dedicate 1 year of your life every day, an hour of positivity, whatever you do, no matter what the situation is, make it positive, do something positive about something every single day. And I swear to you, it becomes a habit, makes it much easier. It's like muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Jamie, if you play tennis and they haven't played 5 years, I'll just give you a racket right away. You know how to play. So get to that point, I think, is my advice to folks, to develop the tools and get it into a habitual kind of like style. And before you know it, it becomes something you could use daily to address any issue in your life and just make it a little bit better. There's no guarantee that it makes everything, but it gives you another chance. So make it a habit. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. I think, you know, when let's bring it back to the theme is when I dated my ex girlfriend who's black, and it was interesting because she was my first, and I could have been her first as well. And it just I come from a family that's a bit traditional. I think we can all tell that story. And so folks are like, huh, what's going on? But the interesting part was I had to keep an open, positive mindset to understand my family's reaction and to address it in a loving, kind way. Because if not, I could easily take another route and that could, you know what I mean, go a different way. But by taking that, my family opened arms. We had dinners together. We went to the beach together. She went to my farewell party that before I left for the Peace Corps, and everyone was so embracing of her. Like I think it had to do with the factor of being open-minded on my end and her end, to be able to address any issue that comes up in a kind way, so that folks can understand that love is love. It's just that me and her, we look different. That's it. You know what I mean? But I'm attracted to her and she's attracted to me. Attraction's attraction, and there's no way to define what's what, but that's just what it is. It's like natural. It's like 1 + 1 is 2. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. And so, yeah, but having a positive mindset helps, because I know some people be like, "Oh, you, mom and dad, brother, sister, you don't agree with this? I don't care. I'm out. F you. I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do my own thing." But that was, may have crossed my head, but I was like, nah, I gotta take a compassionate love approach to let folks know this is the person I love. This is the person I care about. She cares for me. Um, and we're gonna make it work somehow. Vice versa too, Jamie. Vice versa. I remember coming to her house, and the father is this big guy. He had like, I think, dreadlocks coming down. But the moment I became positive, it just kind of we resonated, and he was like a father figure to me. You know what I mean? Like, and we just connected. It just takes breaking that ice, the willingness to take a step forward. You know what I mean? Despite the difference, whatever, just take a step forward, and I think the rest will tell. And let love in your heart kind of make the decisions for you instead of like what society says or what people say, what families say. Um, because the truth is, I liked her, she liked me, and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna really, be kind about it to our families because they may not understand why, you know what I mean? Like, why are those two? And I remember going to the movies with Tasha, and we were watching that one movie. I forgot the name of it. It had that John Legend song, but I forgot. And it was like the majority of the audience were black, and just me going there, with her. And afterwards, the lights come back on, and everyone's just looking around. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to exit, and everybody, we were like like celebrities, Jamie. It was just like everyone's like, "Whoa!" I'm sure everyone was thinking, "Romeo must die." The movie gently. I'm sorry, but we were, yeah, I was suited up. I'm not sure if I was suited up or not, but we were looking pretty fly, man, and that was a beautiful time. So we had to also kind of get over that, the whole society, how they look, oh, that's different or that's unique or whatever. But it made it more interesting. It made the relationship really interesting, and we made it work. And me and her, though we are not a couple anymore, we are still very, very good friends. And she's doing her thing, and I think in Dubai right now. I'm here, and we catch up and talk and stuff like that. You know how life goes, right? That was like what, 10 years ago. Jamie, you hit it on the knot, man. It's a good point. It's a concern. I'm single. It's on a lot of folks' minds, um, and here's the interesting part. Years ago, I sound like I'm old man. Years ago, no, but like I was always like, I wanted to go out, let's so have sushi, or I wanted to go to the movies. I'm always okay. I gotta wait. I gotta go ask. Gotta find a girl. I gotta go like find a girlfriend or something. Go to the movies with. Go some eat some with. And then I realized to myself later on, through the practice positivity and all that kind of stuff, and is that, and to your point of self love, is that it's okay to go to the movies by yourself. It's okay to eat the food that you like. It's okay. And it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to build yourself up to the point where, a relationship will be a cherry on the pie, that you are the pie, right? That future Mrs. Lay for me, or Mrs. Wu for you will be that cherry on the pie. Like, I feel a lot of times people wait for someone else to make them happy, and then that other person is waiting for them to make them happy. So then at the end of the day, no one's happy because we're always expecting someone else to make us happy. But if we make ourselves happy first, it's now my goal in life through meditation, yoga, all that stuff I'm seeking through my positive channel, is if we can fill ourselves up first, we're going to have so much love for that person when they come into our lives. So I guess in short is I'm not looking anymore, man. And I think that's where the power comes in. When you look, you're not looking anymore, and you're doing your own thing. You know what I mean? Whether it's music, life, your channel, it just comes randomly, because waiting in a sense is kind of suffering as well. And I realized that too. I don't want to wait anymore. And waiting is, I think I can dedicate all that wait time towards something more beautiful to help my family, my friends. And don't get me wrong, I get on the apps too. Sure, why not? You know what I'm saying? And I'll keep there as an opportunity. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start doing things that are gonna build my life up. And I'm not gonna wait anymore for anyone. So, and if they happen to come, I'll be ready. Because I think a lot of times we expect so much from someone when we give so little into the relationship. So why not take this time when we're single, right, Jamie, to build ourselves up and cover all the weak areas, right? And build a lot of the strength as a person, so that when we do get into that relationship, we're ready for marriage, we're ready for kids, we're ready for all those things that's down the line. um, because yeah, that I think that answers it. What do you think, Jamie? Oh, I'll try my best, Jamie. I don't know. I'll let the audience do the rest as well, but this is what I'll say love is. And um I find we're talking about relationship love, that's one, right? Family love, that's another. Love for your friend, that's another love. There's so many different kinds of love, but let's jump back to relationship love. I find that love, there's no end point. There's no way anyone can define love. Love is like when it's like the end of your life. Love is a continuous journey to define it every single time. Like when you meet a girl, what is love there? When you're into a 5 relationship with her, what is love then? And then you get married, what is love there? Have kids, what is love there? Get old, what's there? You know what I mean? And then of course death comes after that, right? Um, and so it's a continuously defining moment that never stops, and it changes, it shifts. Love is never like we try to catch love. Oh, this is what love is, and then it changes. It gets out of our hands and becomes something else, right? And then, but that's the beauty of love, though, isn't it, Jamie? For us, it's just to be able to witness that transformation and whatnot. I think that keeps it and makes it more beautiful. And just to jump back to the previous point is that I think love continues to transform, and being able to witness it transform, I think is a key aspect of better understanding where love is at every state of your life, a relationship with that particular person. Um, I don't know if that answers it fully, but it kind of gives a sense of where I stand with love. I'm eager to learn more about it. I'm eager to learn out where my future relationship will be, how that love is, and be able to cultivate that love and keep making it blossom to another level, to another level. Um, and I think that's what a lot of people think, or maybe, I don't know, how do I say? They think love is a certain way and that's it. They stay rigid there. But I think if they allow it to transform into different phases of their lives, that love gets more beautiful and more beautiful and more beautiful and more beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you think, Jamie? In general, I remember I was in this relationship with this girl for 2 months. It's just 2 months, and we were like, it was a very beautiful relationship. I have to say, at least for the 2 months, and I was playing guitar for her and she would cook food for me. We were just like amazing. A few things happened, but I'll get that into that kind of in another interview or so. But afterwards, when we broke up, I had to get away, and I remember going to I think Japan at the time, and there was just a lot going on in my mind, and I was crying. It was emotional because I thought I found someone really nice, and I'm sure she probably did too. And situations happen, and it just didn't work out. But I always remember crying a lot. I remember with my buddy crying on his shoulders because it was just like I just didn't realize how bad it felt. And I admit I cry. I mean, I think every guy should cry once in a while because it helps release a lot of that tension we keep inside. Because it's like what society tells us, all men should keep your tears in. You'll be a man. But being a man's one thing, but being understanding of your feelings and one thing. Anyway, that we can talk about that another topic too. But anyways, I remember on the call there, not the call, you know, going online one time, and I found out from her friend that she she was trying to like kill herself, and she didn't eat for days, and even though the relationship ended pretty bad, I sucked it up. I'm not trying to speak good for myself or anything. I'm like, I'm hurt, but I gotta call her. I gotta let her know everything's gonna be okay. So I called her up for 3 months. So I'm still being hurt calling that call, to let her know that everything's gonna be. And 3 months later, she's fine. And then I say goodbye. But let me jump back to when we broke up. And you could relate. Maybe people watching the show could relate. I remember just sitting in the bed at my host family's house in Japan, and I woke up and I could smell her. I thought she was right next to me. To like honest truth, I was like I looked up and left and right. I was looking for her. I was like, is she here? Because I could. It was unreal. That was how much I missed her at that time. Um, and So it's not easy, man. Breaking up and getting the closure of time. It took me almost like 3 years, man, to close the chapter on a 2-month relationship. So I can only imagine the people who have gone through 10, 5, 15, 20 years or 2, 3 years and how they close that chapter, because it's painful, because you, in a relationship, as we all know, we give a lot to that other person, or at least we try to. So fast forward later now to where I am now, and what I've learned from all that relationship that I've been in is I need to understand myself better and fill myself up with so much love to be able to address some of these situations in a better light before the breakup and even after, if it ever happens again. But and I find that that's the most powerful ingredient for me is I feel like a lot of times we jump into relationships not ready. We're ready to love, we're ready to feel loved and feel happiness and feel all of that, but the amount of effort that we put in on my end or her end or whoever's end uh, didn't lead to the outcome that we both wanted, you know? And I think it falls back on, it takes two to tangle, my sister would say all the time, and I think she's totally right. And so on my end, I got to continue working and getting myself to that level that Vin should be, so that I can take care of future Mrs. Lay. And the same, she'll be ready to, so we can, you know what I mean, get to that balance, to that partnership. Um, and we call that love, right? So, Jamie.
Uh, yeah, yeah, no, that's great. And so I know you have a
More from positive news with you to positive Leo. I'm a Leo, and I wanted to initially, this channel created back in August, I think 2020, I believe. I could be mistaken, but it started during a time when I wanted to shed some light and share stories and news and things that can just put a smile on people's face. That's all it is, Jamie. Really, whether it's me singing, random songs and whatever songs I do, or it's taking news, positive news, sharing stories of dogs saving lives, and like, someone donated half his fortune to help somebody. You know what I mean? All these positive stories trigger something in us, and so that's why I want viewers to be able to be to get their inner good, inner peace, inner positivity, inner compassion, to be triggered. I know there's not a lot of viewers on my channel or whatnot, or I just got 100 some subscribers, but I'm fine with that. If one person watches that channel and is happy because of my channel, I'm happy. If one person watches that and wants to go replicate something good for their family and friends, I'm good. I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? I didn't create the channel to blow it up and have trillions of subscribers. I don't mind having a trillion subscribers. That'd be great. And all in the name of positivity and love, right? But you know what I mean? Like, the channel right now, I think it's beautiful because it's organic. And every week I look for motivation. I look for things out there that motivates me, Jamie, uh, and stories, and I take it and I share it. And it's as simple as that. And I put it on my Facebook. I share wherever channel I can do, just to get the word out there. Because right now in the media and the news and a lot of things are happening that are kind of negative, and so I want to make sure that I'm able to counter that using my own effort and strength, to make that happen through the Positive Leo channel. So yeah, that's what it's all about. People that say love is love, I get that statement, but to dissect that even more is what gives you that butterfly feeling, what makes your heart beat fast, what gives you that tingly sensation, that happiness, you know what I mean? And I think there's no word that can describe that, but I would say that feeling is all the positive words in the dictionary. um, and so all my Asian brothers out there, um, if you find that attraction in our beautiful Black women, follow your heart on that, right? No matter what you say, the social people say, or the family say, anything, your heart beats for a reason. Your stomach gets butterflies for a reason, right? And so if that's enough, take that energy that you can, cultivate that feeling of the heart beating, the butter, ask her out. Despite all that you've been, influenced, ask her out. Even for tea, even as friends or whatnot, start, start going there and just follow your heart there. Because I find a lot of times, why do people deprive themselves of such a beautiful experience? You know what I mean? I hate to make this an example, but I'll make it anyway, Jamie, for the sake of it. So forgive me. It's an example of like, who goes home and eat rice every day, right? If you eat rice every single day, rice is the only thing, right? Don't you want to put some soy sauce on it? Don't you want to go take and put some meat patties, or don't you want to, that's life. Life is your rice. Now, what do you put on your rice to really, you know what I mean? Bring it to that next level. Like family will tell you, keep eating rice. Rice is the only way. But I think life, there's so much to explore. Hence 252 countries, hence 252 different, thousands of cultures out there around the world that we have yet seen and experienced. What we see, you know what I mean? And here it's just what we read, whatever. But when you experience that, that's a totally different level. And so to all my Asian men out there, when you see a beautiful Black woman, tell her you say hi. Tell her my name is this, and tell her that she's beautiful the way she is, and that if she's available for some tea, let's go grab some tea. That's it. You know what I mean? And then leave the rest to how the thing works out. But I think no one should deprive themselves of an opportunity for love, or an opportunity for even friendship. Let's say if it doesn't get to elevated to love, then it could be friendship. So that's the thing. And life is short. It's so short, guys. You're sitting there hesitating, sitting there. Now, don't get me wrong, our brain is wired that way, to hesitate and think about negative stuff, right? That's why I always say, cultivate that positivity, cultivate that openness. That takes a lot of effort on your own, that you have to do every day to get that courage to go and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So make it. My ultimate mission statement is that happiness is a moment away. Positivity is a moment away. And if it's through my channel, by watching some of my videos, and that changes your day, that adds a little flavor to your day to make your day a little bit better, so you can do the things just a little bit better than yesterday, then that's the mission statement. And it's organic, it grows, every day. That, it kind of, how do I say, it's cultivated, and it grows, and it, I don't know, I can't find the right words for it, because it continues to grow is what I'm trying to say. Right. And I'm always trying to look for better ways to improve it. What you see now on my channel may change next week. You know what I mean? But the main theme is positivity. And the main theme is to let people know that positivity is effort, it takes time. You need to cultivate it in your own unique way. And once you are able to get it, it becomes a powerful tool you could use every single day of your life, to make your life better. And it can help you get out of the trap. And here's the trap, Jamie. The trap is, a lot of people do the same thing and expect a different result. Right? They do the same methodology and they keep expecting something different to happen every single time. And it doesn't happen. It keeps happening the way they don't want it. So once you have positivity, you get to see opportunities, you get to see angles you haven't seen before. And that's all in hopes that people that are going through my channel can see a little bit of that, and just go home and apply that to their life in whatever way they can, and maximize and put more meaning into their life. That's all, Jamie. That's the mission statement. That's a great question. So I'll tell you how my day starts sometimes. I wake up just like everybody, and my mind is flooded with a lot of negativity about yesterday's stress and tomorrow's worries, right? Or the current day's worries or whatever. And I say, no, I'm going to have a good day. All is well. I'm going to set my day. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to put my will ahead of the program. you know, because a lot of our days wakes up, we wake up on a certain side of the bed, we do the same thing, we get stressed at the same, do the same things and over and over and over. I want to break out of that system, and be able to willingly set my day and tell myself, this is how it's going to be. This is how I'm going to do things. I'm going to make it happen. I know things are going to happen. Things are going to go against but my feeling is strong enough. My emotions are strong enough is tied into happiness and joy, that that the day becomes a little bit better than yesterday. And it's actually very measurable, Jamie. I don't think a lot of people take the time to measure what positivity, let me get to a better side, like what positivity can do for them. For example, Jamie, if you get stressed at someone spilling coffee on you for 30 minutes, that's typically how Jamie would get stressed, from coffee, right? Being spilled, 30 minutes, right? Meditation, practice, positivity, however, use that as a tool. You'll be able to measure that, okay, next time someone spills coffee on me, I'm only pissed off only 25 minutes, and then 20 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and then 10 minutes, to the point where, next time when someone spills coffee, it takes only about 5 minutes, and I'm good. I'm back. So 5 minutes of being pissed, 25 minutes of that time back to you, so you could do something that you need to do, something that you want to do. Maybe you may see the future Mrs. Wu right down the next coffee table that you could say hi to for 25 minutes and get her number and talk, and then, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the positivity sets, that mindset. But yeah, that's a typical day. I set myself up for that. And I find that positivity is a balance between physical, psychological, and spiritual. And so I exercise a lot, and I do some sort of, juice fast. I drink a lot of organic juices. I really fill myself up as much as possible. And I do a lot of meditation for the spiritual side of it. Psychological is sort of like being able to read more into positivity, read more into motivation and uplifting, being able to understand mental illnesses and find ways to kind of divert or work through it and find ways to minimize stress. There's so many ways. And it's that three: aligning your physical, aligning your spiritual, aligning your psychological. I think it's a very powerful factor that not a lot of people do on the daily. They just expect things to change, expect things to happen for the better, and they react a lot. We're a society that likes to react. I mean, even on YouTube, we got reaction videos, don't we, Jamie? So we react a lot. But when is the last time we stop reacting and we understand the situation wholly, and then we take off that negative reaction cap and put on the positive reaction cap and then react? That's where the magic happens, when you take a moment to understand the situation and you choose to be positive about it and choose to react positively about it. Now, I'm not the most, I try my best to be positive, but I have my own problems too, and I'm working through it. And I'm not sitting here to promote meditation, but it's quite powerful, because if you do it right enough in your own way, you are able to, instead of the negative stuff catching you off guard, Jamie, the meditation is able to actually, you're willingly calling all that negative up. You're calling it up and you're addressing it, calling it up and addressing it. You know what I'm saying? Willingly. So you're in charge. They're not in charge. The negative mindset or the negative stress or whatever, because typically a lot of people just live their life with stress coming and they're just taking it. Oh my God, I'm stressed. Oh my God. It's just reacting and reacting. Meditation allows you to stop and reassess what's going on. And hopefully that the next time it happens again, it's a better outcome. I get you. I actually been in a few relationships that I find that by setting the expectations quite early, by being completely, truly from the heart honest. I remember telling my ex-girlfriend that I'm going to the Peace Corps. Are you sure about this? Should we get into this relationship? And after talking for a bit, she's like, yes. And I'm like, okay. Then we had a wonderful, I think it was like 4 months or 5 or something relationship. And then I had to go and serve. And I asked her, and I think by setting that, we were able to maximize the time that we spent together. And so I think honesty is such a powerful ingredient. If so, all the guys out there, just be honest, just be truly honest, because if not, you're leading someone blind, and what happens? They get hurt. Now I get it that we guys sometimes we enter, and girls too, enter a certain phase in their lives where sometimes a guy is in a phase where they just want to have fun. They don't want nothing serious, right? And I get that. I understand. To each their own. But if you're honest about that, at least you don't hurt that person. And if they're okay with that, then that's a different story. I think that's where you know what I'm saying? But if you lie to someone and you're not honest about, and you don't set the expectations, I think folks get hurt quite bad, because especially if they love you and then you treat them like, oh, she's, this week I'm gonna go find another girl next week. Nah, you know what I mean? Because that comes back to bite you as a person. And when you do want to look for the proper relationship, you can't find it, because habitually you've trained yourself to look for short-term relationships. So if guys are looking for something long-term and they don't know and they just want to test the field, then test the field and be honest. I'm just testing the field right now. Or I'm testing the field, but I'm looking for a long-term relationship. So if you bear with me, maybe we'll have a long, relationship, but I don't know right now. You gotta be real. I think people, talk, I'm gonna be real, but they don't really try to be real about it because their actions kind of contradict what they say. So set expectations, I think, is so powerful. Being honest about your feelings at every step of the way and taking the person along the way. And the third one is the most powerful one, is effort. I'm just tying it back. It answers a different question, but I find that a lot of times in relationships, including myself, we don't put enough effort into the relationship. What I mean effort is, we get that butterfly feeling and everything's good and we act on that. That's great. But once we get into the relationship, things start to change a little bit, right? He don't get me flowers like he used to. Oh, she don't do that like she used to. Hey, effort, effort, effort. You know what I'm saying? And create a habit of it. Because don't get into that I got you mentality. Like, you my girl now, we're good. I don't have to do anything for you. You're like, you know what I mean? No, no, no. Effort. The more effort you put into it, it becomes a muscle memory. And that allows you to stay above water, guys. And for girls too, the same advice applies. To stay above the water in the relationship and really foster a beautiful, genuine, honest, and filled with lots of effort relationship. And if anybody, I recommend reading that. There's a book called The Five Languages of Love. And this Dr. Gary Chapman or something was talking about how love is broke down to 5: affirmations, quality time, gifts, acts of service, physical touch. We're all there, but one is primary. And by understanding the other person's love language and they understand yours, you know what I mean? And love can't be defined in 5. It's so many others, but the guy just kind of broke it down to 5. Knowing what the other person's love language and knowing yours is powerful as well. Especially if you're just looking for physical touch and this is your phase in your life and the other person's looking for some, you gotta know how to address that. So, but yeah, expectations, honesty, effort. So I have a channel called Positive Leo. You can put Positive Leo, no space, just enter that. Or you could go on Instagram. My Instagram is Joy Grows Within. And I'm sure, Jamie, you can probably put that in the description of the video and people can just click on it. Or even my Facebook. And just reach out to me if y'all want to talk. You know what I mean? I'm all here to be friends as well, and life is short, so let's create another experience. And I want to take this time to thank you, Jamie. It was very refreshing to get your text this morning. We set up the interview tonight, didn't it? It was amazing. And to spread the love, right? Your channel is amazing, brother. Like, you're really sharing the love and confirming that love prevails, right? And in a culture where sometimes people are like, but you're breaking it through, you paving that path. And I'm glad that you invited me to share some of my thoughts. So the thanks goes back to you too, Jamie. Thank you.